In this video, I'm going to be doing an Avatar tier list, and we're going to see who's the strongest character in the entire series. So first, we're going to start off with Aang. He's obviously the main character, and probably the strongest in the whole series. I'd say the closest one to him is probably Ozai. So let's put Ozai up here, A tier. He's definitely not as good as Aang in the Avatar state, and probably not as good as most avatars, seeing as how they have all 4 elements, and usually they're pretty good. So let's put the other avatars up here for now. Might change them later though. But Aang versus Ozai, Aang definitely wins, seeing as how he already beat him before. So Azula is up next. I think Ozai probably beats Azula. Probably not that much of a fight. He's basically her, but better in every way. But we'll still put her in A tier for now. So next up is Bato of the Water Tribe. I don't think he would be very good. Well, he's like a regular warrior. He doesn't have bending or anything, so he's obviously going to get killed by anyone else who has bending, most likely. But he's alright. This guy probably B tier, I guess. He has sand bending, so could probably kill him fairly easily. Cabbage Man, of course, S tier. No, alright, he does nothing. Next up, we've got Monk Gyatso. Monk Gyatso, where does he fit in here? Definitely above him. Probably around this level, I'd say. I think Azula maybe beats him, especially in this age. But then again, he also fought every single one of those firebenders in the air temple. So maybe he's better. I can't really say for sure. I think Azula probably wins just because of his age. But Prime Monk Gyatso, I think Azula maybe loses. Alright, him probably just above Bato. We don't really know much about them. Hama, definitely very good, very good. She probably beats, well, bloodbending is just kind of OP. I think she probably beats Monk Gyatso, probably beats Azula, probably beats, yeah, I don't know. I don't think Ozai really has anything against that. I think she's probably top of A tier because no one can really counteract her unless you have multiple people. And if we're just doing one-on-ones, then Hama probably beats everyone besides the Avatar, because we saw Aang and Korra, he just went in the Avatar state and basically overrode bloodbending. Also, we see Korra fight against bloodbending, but it doesn't seem like other people can really do that other than the Avatar. Alright, next up we've got Haru. Haru has earthbending. I mean, he's probably above the sandbender. Next up we've got Zhang Zhang. Definitely top firebender level. Probably above Azula, I'd say. But then again, he also doesn't use aggression, but I think if we're going by fully like aggressive fighting, then I think he's probably a better master than she is. And I don't know who would win. Probably Ozai would win, just because Iroh said he doesn't even know if he could beat Ozai, and I think Iroh's probably around the same level as Zhang Zhang. Next up we've got Jett. He's probably a better warrior than these two. I think he's honestly, he could probably, well, he fights a lot of firebenders and wins, so I think he's probably better than Haru, actually. Actually, I might move these guys up. I feel like they're trained to fight benders, and they're probably gonna beat low level ones like Haru and this sandbender guy. So actually, I'm gonna put these guys in B tier. Next up, we've got this girl. I forget her name, but can't really do much. Same for her, Julie. And this girl's actually got some fight, especially if you pair her with her animal. She probably takes out any of these guys. Katara up next. If we're just going by prime, well, prime from what we see in the show, because like Monk Gyatso in his prime would probably beat most of these guys. But Katara, from what we see in the show, she probably is one of the top benders, especially towards the end. She technically does beat Azula, even though Azula was kind of insane when they fought, but I think that does count for something. Like, Katara showed that she was smarter in a fight and could use her resources better, but I don't think she's gonna beat Zhang Zhang just because of how wise he is. Next up we've got Appa. Appa beats any of these for sure. Probably not Monk Gyatso. Iroh next, definitely up here. He said he doesn't know if he could beat Ozai. I'd say he's probably above Zhang Zhang. But if we just see on the day of the comet what Iroh did to the wall at Ba Sing Se, he's definitely gonna be, his power was just way lower than what we saw from Ozai during the comet, so I think Ozai's probably gonna beat him. Next up we've got Bumi. Definitely another A tier bender. Probably could beat Monk Gyatso just because Earth is way more versatile than air, and will probably, two masters and Earthbender's probably gonna beat Airbender. So I also think he's above Azula. I think he's above Katara for sure. Above Zhang probably. I doubt he can beat Iroh though. Well, maybe below Zhang. We don't see much from him other than the giant wall, but doesn't seem like he. Well, I'm sure he knows a lot of offense, but I don't know. I think these two characters are pretty close together. Bumi and Zhang, I'm not sure who wins. I'm gonna give it to Bumi though, just because I think he might have a bit of an edge, especially in his prime. Next up, we've got the Earth King. I don't even think he earthbends, so another D tier character. Next up, we've got Moon Girl. I'd say top of D. Like, she's not gonna beat any bender, because she doesn't have training, I don't think, but she's like a moon spirit, so maybe she beats these guys. Next up, we've got Zuko. He kind of... I feel like he would have beat Azula in their fight. I feel like he'd beat Katara. Well, yeah, I think he would beat Katara. If he used lightning, I think he could. Or, actually, shake. He doesn't have lightning, at least not from what we see in the show. He only knows how to redirect it. So I think Katara could outsmart him in a battle, probably, and she'd end up winning. Next up, we've got Long Fang. I believe, yeah, he is a earthbender, and he's pretty high class. Probably not like Bumi level for sure, but I doubt he could beat Appa. I think this is a pretty good spot for him. Next up, we've got Long Shot. Probably decent. I think Jett would beat him. He'd probably... I think all the freedom fighters are pretty good, seeing as how they took out that whole Fire Nation squad. And May, she's pretty good. I think she probably beats these guys. I think she probably beats Longshot too, especially if she gets up close. I think Jett versus May is a pretty even fight. Next up, we got the Inventor. Now, regular like fist fight, the Inventor's not gonna win, but I think in a battlefield, he could probably figure something out. Maybe to outsmart, especially if he's prepared, I think he'd be good. So let's maybe put him top of D tier. I feel like he could figure out a way to beat Haru. Momo next. Momo's not really gonna do shit, so I don't think he's got a chance against anyone. Next up, we've got Paku. Paku's definitely good. A master bender. I think Katara does beat him in her prime. Zuko probably beats him. Azula definitely beats him. I think that's a decent spot. Yeah, I think he beats any of the B tier guys, but he's probably lowest of A tier. Master Piandao next up. He's probably the best warrior non-bender of any of these guys. He's also in the White Lotus, so is Paku. I think he probably does lose to Paku, but I think he could maybe beat Appa. It's weird to compare an animal versus a human, but I think he does beat Appa if they were both dead set on killing each other. Actually, I take that back. No, I think Appa definitely wins. So let's put him here. Sokka was close to beating him after a week of training, so I think he's probably gotta be in B tier. Next up, speaking of Sokka, definitely above Piandao. I think, especially if he got more training towards the end of the show, he definitely wins. I don't think he can beat Appa, actually. I think if Appa really wanted to kill him, he could. And next up, we've got Pipsqueak. Pipsqueak is quite good. Definitely, I think it probably could beat the Inventor, but I feel like he's a lower range warrior. Like, I think any of these Water Tribe guys could probably beat him, but I think he is B tier at least. Next up, we've got Smellerbee, I believe. Yeah, Smellerbee is next. He's decent. I think he's probably around C tier, top of C tier. Next up, we've got Sozin. Roku definitely, in their prime, when it showed the flashback, Roku definitely destroyed Sozin. He didn't really stand much of a chance, but he also kind of let him die at the end, but he didn't really kill him. So I think Sozin probably A tier, yeah. I doubt he's as good as Iroh, probably not as good as Bumi. I think he's around Zhang level, probably. So let's just put him there. Suki next. Suki's quite good. Suki's definitely one of the better warriors, especially in the prison episode. So Suki beats... I feel like Suki would have a hard time against the Earth King, and Piandao would probably beat her. So let's put Suki right there. Next up, we got the Inventor's Kid. He's not gonna do anything. He's like Momo level, I guess. They can both fly. Next up, we got the Boulder. Boulder's quite good. Boulder definitely beats Pipsqueak, I think. And either of these guys... He's probably around Earth King level. I feel like Earth King, this guy isn't even the Earth King. I've been saying Earth King this whole time, but he's like he's the advisor or whatever. But I think Boulder fits in around there. Oh wait, is this Smellerbee? I think this might be Smellerbee. So what is this kid's name? I forget. Okay, I think this is Smellerbee, but I don't know. They're around the same level. I didn't even remember they were different characters actually. And I've seen the show like 10 times. So Toph, Honestly, I think she might be S tier. No, actually, I think Hama's beating her. Any of these guys are beating her. I think eventually she's probably a better bender than them, but she's just young in the show and hasn't really learned everything, even though she invented metal bending. But I feel like she still has a lot more potential. But I think she's above Bumi. I think she's the best earthbender in the world, so probably around here. Ty Lee, pretty good. She's actually probably better than a lot of benders. Feel like she'd beat Sokka for sure. She'd beat Appa. No, she wouldn't be Appa. It's weird to compare them because it's just so much different. Like, she couldn't do those little taps on Appa and expect him to fall over. I think this is a decent place for her. Next up, we got Zuko's mom. We can never actually see what she does, so I don't even know if she has firebending, but I assume she does because I feel like most Fire Nation people have firebending. So I think she was probably decent. I'm not sure though. There's nothing to really go off of. I think probably top of C tier is fine. Next up, we've got the owl. I forget his name, but I think he probably could have taken out Sokka for sure. I think he could have. I mean, like a one-on-one between him and Katara. I don't know who would win that. I feel like Katara could pull it off, but I think they're a decent fight. She's worse than Zuko. I might rethink that, actually. I think Katara versus Zuko. I think Zuko might win. I feel like Azula only lost to Katara because she was insane and also exhausted from fighting Zuko. I think a prime Azula would beat Katara, actually. And probably Monkey Gyatso would beat her too. So I'm actually gonna drop Katara a bit. Next up, we got this guy. I don't really know if he does much. He just gets destroyed by Toph. He's probably decent. Probably lower than the boulder. And last but not least, we have Zhao. So Zhao's pretty decent. He's definitely not A tier. I think any one of these beats him. I think he's probably top of B tier though. I think he could take out Appa if he really wanted to. Alright, so that's the end of the tier list. Let me know if you disagree with any of my takes. Let me know if you guys want to see a Korra tier list, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.